very unique relationships to them. I don't know if you've noticed, you can't place, is it someone?
Yeah, it's like the top of the, like you can't see more than that.
But can you see me? Oh, okay. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but sines and cosines, when you do the sine of an angle, it's always less than 1, right? Have you noticed? And the cosine of an angle is also less than 1. It's always between -1 and 1. If we do, it turns out that there's this relationship, and the relationship is the square of the sine of an angle plus the cosine square of an angle equals 1. Okay? So if you take the sine of 30 plus the cosine of 30 and you square both separately, you are going to get exactly 1. Okay? Do you want to try it? See?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Try it.
Oh.
The sine of 30 squared plus the cosine of 30
Square.
should equal 1. Go ahead and try it. Hi. Now we can everything good? You either grew this weekend or I shrunk.
Or no.
So, did anybody take a calculator? You really want to try it. 1 over 4 plus 3 over 4. 1. Okay? Now, we are not going to go into numbers. This is just a given, and this is called a trigonometric identity. Okay? Why an identity? Because this side equals this side. So, taking this as a base, and I'm not going to put the angle because it takes me longer. But it's please assume that every time I write here, it's always going to be the same angle for everyone, okay? So the sine squared plus the cosine squared equals 1. From this, because people apparently have nothing to do when they start playing with stuff, what would happen, and I'm going to write it here again, if I divide all of this by sine squared? Why can I do that? Because if I do whatever I do on one side, I do on the other, I can do whatever I want, right? Because that's the same as multiplying it times 1. So what I get is 1 plus what? Cosine over sine? Cotangent squared. 1 plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared. Very good. Does everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see what?
Where did you get
Sine squared divided by sine squared is 1. Cosine squared divided by sine squared is cotangent squared. 1 over sine squared, cosecant squared. Do you agree? What's the question?
I didn't know where you got cotangent.
From dividing everything by sine squared. Now, so I've got another one. I said 1 plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared. Okay? Now, let's see, and instead of if I can divide it by sine squared, then I can also divide it by cosine squared. Very good. So let's do that. Why? Because I can. Why? Because that's the same as multiplying times 1, and I can always multiply anything times 1. So what do I get as a result? Sine over cosine? Sine over cosine. Tangent squared. It can't be cotangent because cotangent was cosine over sine. Tangent squared plus equals secant squared. Okay? So that's the third one. Now what do okay. Does everybody understand that this is like the mother of all the chickens and these are the chicks? Okay? This is like the baby. No, these are the babies and this is the mom. This is where everything comes out of. Obviously, I can also move these around. So that means that 1 minus sine squared is going to equal cosine squared. Or 1 minus cosine squared equals sine squared. And I can do the same to all of these, right? So 1 equals secant squared minus tangent squared, for example. Or tangent squared equals secant squared minus 1, for example. And these I can move around as well. Is that clear? Okay. Let's go back to the originals and the basics, which we already knew, which was that 1 over sine equals cosecant, very good. 1 over cosine, secant, and sine over cosine,
Isn't it cosine over sine?
tangent, and cosine over sine,
Cotangent.
cotangent. Okay. So all of these, what are we going to do with all this information that I'm sure you copied down in your notebook just now so you can use it, right? Because we are going to use it. You ready? Maris,
Except the part from
you want to pause it?
I already done.